Hey, good afternoon, West Dove here. I've got a pretty cool opportunity this afternoon. So over the last several weeks, I've been doing partner focuses for our 2021 Live to Lead Harrisonburg experience with Dove Development and Consulting. And today I've been able to coerce, I think that's the right term, right, Gil? Coerce my friend Gil Colman, the owner and founder of Colman Engineering here in Harrisonburg, to be able to chat with me. And the reason I wanted to do that is because Cindy and I have gotten to know Gil and his wife and their team at Colman Engineering over the last several years, and they've been partners with us for a few years on the Live to Lead event. And we just wanted to call attention to them because they do a lot of cool stuff in the area. But gosh, it's even more important that we've been able to build a friendship. So, Gil, do you want to say hello, and then I'll toss some questions at you real quick?
Yes, thank you, Wes. Hello, everyone. It's great to be here, and I'm always happy to hear and collaborate with Wes and be part of the events that he puts together. They're always extremely helpful and very good for all those that participate. I thank you for that.
Well, again, appreciate you being with us today. So, as we get into some questions, I'm going to pull your website up, and as you answer a little bit of the questions and tell us a little bit about Coleman Engineering, I'll kind of tool around on the website and show folks where to go. So, before we get into that, I'll call attention to right below me on the screen is a URL that you can go to learn more about Live to Lead and Coleman Engineering or any of our partners. But when you click on any of the partner logos on that page, it takes you directly to their website. We did that this year. One's because we had the ability, but more importantly, we did it this year so we could put even more focus on those businesses who are partnering with us to really help us invest in the community and provide high-level leadership development access here in the central Shenandoah Valley so we can just be a blessing and serve the people around us. So Gil, the first question, believe it or not, you will believe it, just with all the technology craziness we've went through just since we've been on, I lost the question. So I think the first one is really tell me about the clients that you serve through Coleman Engineering.
We serve a wide variety of clients. You know, our clients basically in the areas of land development, environmental engineering, and water resources engineering. And our clients, vary from localities to institutions to private developers and private businesses, and in some instances also homeowners that come to us. We don't do a lot of that, but sometimes when people come to us with issues that we can help them with, we either do it or send them to somebody that can help them. I can say that locally here we have, we work with JMU, James Madison University, with the city of Harrisonburg, with their public utilities department. We have done work for the public works department, and we have done work for the localities like a Broadway and so on. And then obviously industry-wise around here we have Cargill, we have SVO. I mean, and there's so many clients, so many good companies and clients that we have in the area. I would say uh, clients like EMU also at the universities here, another university here, and VMRC, for example. You know, the different institutions and then private clients that do private development. That could be housing or could be business. That is the range of our clients. So all throughout, I might be missing some here in terms of the whole context, but it's pretty wide.
Yeah, that's the thing we run into. We always run the risk of, gosh, I missed somebody and I didn't mean to, and I don't want anybody to be offended, but that's not what it's all about. It's just about here's the perspective. Now, Gil, you keep an incredibly busy schedule with the firm, and you've got a team of 6 or 8 folks that work there with you as part of Coleman Engineering. But you do a lot of other work in the community. We got to know you several years ago through the Central Valley Habitat for Humanity Board when Cindy and I did an event there. But you do a lot of other stuff. I believe it's the City Planning Commission. With such a heavy workload running a business, why do you get involved in so many things like that in the community?
For some of us, and I don't know, maybe it's for a lot of people, but what we do, as you know, in my case as an engineer, is a vocation. You know, and my vocation is to serve our community. And as a business, you know, when we have a chance to serve our community, it's very important that we invest back in that community that supports us. Also, you know, it's good to use our skills, our contacts, our influence to help, and it could be in areas like you say with habitat, certainly with the City Planning Commission. And so with Habitat, I went through 2 terms on the Habitat board, and I'm still in some committees, but I cycle out, and perhaps I will rejoin it again. Same thing with the Planning Commission. I went with through two cycles, 8 years of the Planning Commission, ending as the chair, or my last year, chair of the Planning Commission, and also being part of the Board of Zoning Appeals for 1 year or 2 years. And that cycle also ended, and I cycled out. But I'm involved with other committees for city planning. Where it helps. Right now, there's a committee looking at reviewing or revising or rewriting the whole zoning ordinance for the city of Harrisonburg, and it's good to be involved in that. We can give our voice, our expertise, and our recommendations or critiques to those things. So it's certainly helpful. Currently, also, I'm a member of the. I'm a volunteer commissioner also for the Harrisonburg Housing and Redevelopment and Housing Authority, which also takes some time. The truth is, it's always important for us to give back, and if we can give in a way that impacts the community at large, it's even greater. We should do it also in smaller ways, with individuals. But if we have the expertise and perhaps the influence to work at a larger level, we should take advantage of that and help our community.
Well, Gil, it's so neat to hear that those are the reasons that drive you, that's what you're looking for in doing it, because my goodness, I don't have that skill set that you bring to the table. So knowing folks like you are involved, whether it be planning commission, housing, whatever that is, it's so neat. I remember a number of years ago when I first started in manufacturing, somebody was raising Cain to an engineer about, hey, why was this designed that way? And what stupid engineer did this? And the engineer nicely said, well, we asked all the people for feedback and nobody gave us any, so this is what we did. And my goodness, it's so good that an engineer did it rather than somebody like me that were just throwing a bunch of mud up against the wall and hope something would stick. So appreciate people like you who are involved in that to volunteer that expertise. So now, one other thing that I've seen you do over the years that we've known one another is I've watched you be very intentional about your own leadership development and how you also provide resources to the folks in your firm. And that's no small task, because again, you've just walked through all the different things you do. And that's one more thing that I see you intentionally put on your plate to make sure you're there. Do you mind talking about that a little bit and why you put time into it?
Again, I think it's important that we invest in ourselves, and the team the people we work with. Sometimes some people, and maybe I've seen this, maybe I haven't, but think they have arrived and they know everything, that they can't possibly learn anything from anybody else. But it is certainly the wrong attitude. It's extremely important that we as human beings, if anything, continue to learn from others. Others that have other skills or expertise, and or perhaps something that could enhance what we already know, if anything. And so I believe that it's important for us to learn, to continue learning, learn from the ones that are on the front lines, whether it's business, whether it's skills or expertise, engineering, especially in engineering, even more business and engineering, two things that continue to evolve. And we have to be, learning constantly. We have to be, close to the forefront so that we can not become irrelevant. We want to make sure that we are relevant, but not only that, but beyond that, that we can serve our clients well. We do not want to be found without the skills or expertise needed to solve our clients' issues now. We as engineers are trained to solve problems, and if a client comes with an issue that is relevant, or is impacted by today's issues, whether it's business, whether it's an engineering question specifically, we want to make sure we are prepared to help them in some ways, and that we know how to handle those issues. So learning is a must. As a matter of fact, in some to some extent, it's also required for professionals to continue to learn, continue education. And but for us, is more than that. Is also that we can serve our clients well, and it's important that we are trained, that we are prepared for it.
So you close that idea with something powerful, and it's how do we serve our clients well? And And so that really leads me to the fourth question that I wanted to pose for you. So Cindy and I have hosted the Live to Lead Harrisonburg event since 2015. We're coming up on our 7th year. And the goal has always been, how do we serve the community with leadership development content that might not be in this area? We might not be able to access in any other way. So we've taken that upon ourselves to do it. But you have been a partner with us for the last couple of years. I think this is your 3rd year being part of the event with us. Why has that been important to you? Why do you dedicate time to that?
Those events have been fantastic. I mean, from the first one that I went to, I just couldn't believe how much good information was there, and so applicable, and something that I could take, and take it back to, home, to the office, and apply it. I mean, it really good. And I have to say, Wes, that is also your MO. When you work with us as your partners and all that, you're always bringing something to the table. How can we put this to practice? That was one of the things that I found to be, I mean, just so valuable. It's one thing to go to a conference where you listen to things and then, okay, this all good, but how do I try to interpret that and try to apply? Sometimes it's difficult. But here's all these tools, all these tools ready to use. So that has been extremely, so going there is going to just bring my tool bag ready and open, so I can start putting those tools there. When I come back, I can get to work. And so I'm definitely looking forward to it this year. Just waiting to see what else can I learn here. And so I say, if somebody knows, how to do things better, wouldn't you want to listen to them? So it's like that is the reason why I'm here. Somebody knows how to do this better. I want to know how to do it too.
Well, and that's our goal. I mean, my goodness, I've studied John Maxwell's work, Gil, for more than 20 years now. And one of the things that I've heard John say a number of times is some of his best ideas were from other people. And
Yeah.
gosh, it's so important to learn from the people around us, in different skill sets and expertise and so on. And gosh, that's why we try to put the event together with a good quality product. But how do we put great people together and really facilitate networking around the idea of leadership, whether it's for the main part of the event or even in that final afternoon session with the executive summit, that we can really put people with like responsibilities together and help them not just learn from what Cindy and I facilitate for that day, but also from what they learn from other people, and how can they really develop connections that when they run into an issue, how can they get that extra support that they might need moving forward. So gosh, we just so value the friendship, the partnership on the event, and just everything we get to do with your team. But it's been such a pleasure watching all that you do, not just for your own business and your own family, but for the community as a whole. So anything else you'd like to add before we call it done and just wish people well for the day?
No, thank you. I would say, that this our relationship, since we started working together, I mean, learning from you, it's been wonderful. I think it's been has produced a great impact for me and for my team, and it's been challenging. I have to say, before we started, I joined your group. I was kind of, I don't know if stuck is the word, but I was like, oh, I'm so busy, I don't have time for anything else. But this is something that I find so useful and so helpful, and inspiring in many ways. It's not just tools; it's also inspiration, which really for a business, for an entrepreneur, inspiration is a great thing. It's what drives us, ahead. And I found that your influence or your resources are very inspirational.
Well, that's mutual, my friend. The goal is always how do we challenge people to take something and apply it, whether it's the Live to Lead event or any of the other stuff that we do, because it's all about, we've got to get a tangible result from the things that we're doing, or gosh, the juice might not be worth the squeeze, right? So, hey, here's the thing. Anybody seeing this video, whether it's live with me and Gil right now or somewhere later on down the road through the social media feeds that we've got it posted to, if you don't have a spot secured for the 2021 Live to Lead Harrisonburg experience with Dove Development Consulting on Friday, October 22nd at Blue Ridge Community College, don't wait too long. We've got somewhere around 60 seats left. We've been a little bit delayed this year on promotion. So, gosh, 2 years ago in 2019, we were sold out at this point. but we didn't push real hard because we just weren't sure if we could handle full capacity. But we are going to be able to have full capacity. There are going to be some restrictions in place, but we'll communicate that with folks who have registration secured. But if that's not you yet, go to L2L-Harrisonburg.com and see the options available. And we look forward to seeing you there. Thanks so much. Gil, really appreciate your time this afternoon, and everybody out there, make it a great day, and God bless.
Thank you.